Welcome back to the Barguments Sports Desk, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. We're going to get into the action here. We are in the semifinals. This is huge, live at the Times Square Buffalo Wild Wings, a.k.a. Heaven on Earth, a.k.a. the Mecca of meat. It's the greatest place in the world. First matchup, we've got Jeff Lowe going up against Kayce, and a little gamesmanship to get things started. Welcome back to Barguments, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. We are in the semifinals. This is just intense. I've been eating a bunch of spicy garlic wings. My mouth's on fire, but you know what? My brain's on fire because of all the bargaining that's been going on. Yeah. It's tearing up the charts. We've got an awesome semifinal matchup. Now, before the cameras rolled, Kayce was sitting on this side, and they asked her, hey, do you prefer a side? She was like, no, it doesn't really matter to me.
Don't have a side.
Jeff walks over and says, hey, Kayce, that's my side.
Yeah, I did say that.
Bullied her out. Bullied her to the other side.
I have to show off my very nice Pardon My Take sweater.
You could do that from this side.
Good point.
No, he could do it from this side.
That's a good point. We're going to be debating the best play in football. So I'm not talking an individual play. I'm not talking the catch. I'm not talking about, the beast quake. What I am talking about is just a play. It could be a pick six, could be a doink off the upright if you wanted. Oh. It could be a punter throwing for a touch. It could be whatever you want. Kayce was the higher seed than Jeff. So Kayce, you have the honor to go first.
Oh, I'm going first?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I was going to say the butt fumble, but I felt like that was too cliche because everybody's going to talk the butt fumble. So the best play is the kick six, not the pick six, the kick six. And if you remember as a college football fan like you are, you want to quit already?
That was my pick. Go ahead.
The kick six, because the amount of talent that you have to be able to pull it off on both sides. The kicker has to be completely garbage, not be able to make it, and the returner, obviously, very difficult to go basically 100 yards to score a touchdown. Yeah. And the last part of my argument is that it made Nick Saban mad, and Auburn was able to do that with the kick six.
That's very true. There's some other notable kick sixes in history. Antonio Cromartie had one, I think, that went 109 yards.
Devin Hester.
Yeah, Devin Hester had one.
Never stops being exciting.
All right,
kick six.
Great choice, Kayce. Jeff, your rebuttal. Why is the kick six not that exciting?
Well, I mean, the kick six, again, it's involves a kicker, and how much
it's
would
fun
the
to make
kicker
fun
be
of
that
kickers.
exciting? Yeah, but it's not totally his fault. I think your argument actually kind of fell apart. I think it's the lineman's fault. I think having the not very speedy lineman in there. I think when they analyzed the Auburn-Alabama thing, they said if there had been some faster line and maybe some tight ends on the side, it might not have been returned.
But it was.
Decent argument, but it wasn't made well.
Okay, so you're saying she made the right choice, but she didn't back it up.
Maybe a good choice, just didn't back it up well at all.
Okay.
I'd like to point out that I was in the middle of an argument, and he interrupted me, interrupted me to say that it was his pick, so he threw me off of my game, but my pick is still legit.
That's true, and it wasn't your turn to talk.
That's true.
All right, Jeff, now
Apologies.
It is your turn to talk. Tell me what your choice is.
Well, I mean, the kick six was cool and all, but I'm going to have to go with the Philly special right now because many people are running it. Let's see, Baker Mayfield, who is electric and a friend of ours. Yeah. So that's a big deal right there. He ran it against the New York Jets in his first game. Everyone remembers that. Everyone remembers the Super Bowl last year.
Sure.
I mean, that play is more memorable than the play that won the game for the Eagles. When a play like that transcends other big plays, I think that's a pretty big deal. We also saw it ran in college as well, so it goes on both sides there, not just the NFL. Baker Mayfield again, what a quarterback.
We saw Tom Brady try to run it and fail.
And even when it doesn't work, it's still great. It's still fun. Yeah. Very memeable. When it comes to football, you want to tweet about it, you want to talk about it, and that's a very tweetable play.
Okay.
So engagement, social engagement.
All right, well, Jeff's quite a millennial. That's a bit over the top talking about memeable plays, but you know what? I'll let it slide. Kayce, what's your rebuttal?
Well, the only thing that really matters here is that I didn't interrupt him the entire time.
I mean, it's Barguments.
So if we're going to talk about the most memeable things, like a kick six is much more rare than the Philly special, so when a kick six happens, we talk about it forever. You can name the few. How many Philly specials are run all the time?
I mean, 3.
I'm just saying.
I'm going to call it. Bargument concluded. Kayce was much more polite than Jeff. I will agree with you on that.
I'm just a nicer person than Jeff.
Jeff was definitely appealing to the millennial culture out there by referencing plays that have only taken place in the last 6 months. So I'm going to take Kayce. Kayce's going to advance to the finals. She was just way more polite and had better manners. I'm told that that's very important to do at a dinner table, whether you're at home or you're at a Buffalo Wild Wings. Kayce on to the finals.
What a wonderful restaurant.
Jeff going home, crying into his beer. This is the matchup we've all been waiting for because it's Tommy Smokes, a.k.a. the Colossus of Cloud, a.k.a. the Vape God, a.k.a. Portnoy Puffs a Lot, going up against Daddy Bear, El Prez, Dave. And this is interesting because Tommy's never really disagreed with Dave about anything in his life. Oh, Dave, your hair looks great today. Oh, Dave, you're looking really tall today. And Dave has never once in his life liked anyone that disagrees with him. Let's see how it shakes out. All right, welcome back to Barguments presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. We are in the semifinals. We've got Dave Elprez going up against Tommy Smokes, his little boy toy. We're going to get to the bottom of something today. Who is the best member in-house of Team Portnoy, of which you are a proud member.
We
and
both
then
are.
Dave is the leader. All right, so Dave, you are the higher seed, so you go first.
Okay, and you said I could pick myself.
Yeah.
It is a chicken or the egg situation because without me, Team Portnoy probably doesn't exist. You know, I love all my guys. This is like asking a father to choose his child, his children. Tommy, with all due respect, because you are one of my children, we have Christmas sweaters coming out with the Team Portnoy logo on it. Tommy was forgotten by the graphics design team. He was not on it.
It was ugly.
How convenient.
Yeah, so he had to go down and ask to be reinstated, so that's not a good look. I am going to go with Za for this answer. I'm going to tell you why. I got a bunch of guys that look alike. Same skin color, same everything. They're all becoming stars in their own right. Tommy, Frankie, I mean, half the time I look for Frankie, he's doing golf podcasts, or he's, yesterday he's the Islanders owners in the booth.
He's a drummer in pop punk.
He's doing a lot of stuff. Tommy's on a ton of shows. Everyone's getting their own bright lights. Za, humble. I don't talk to him much, but I know he'd die for me.
Yeah.
Za's the answer at every question.
That's interesting. Now, Tommy, you get time to rebut. Before you get into how heartbroken you are that he didn't choose you, why don't you just tell me why he's wrong to pick Za?
Well, Za was going to be my option if I was. I had to tell you what.
Sounds like I'm right then.
Listen, this team is stronger than this argument. And I will not trash any of my fellow Team Portnoy members.
YP
If you want me to
sucks.
Okay, you will not bargain
I will
against
not argue against Za. I will argue for someone
Okay.
else. I'm not going to take YP after that. So I will argue for Frankie. Frankie, maybe the original.
Sounds like you really like Frankie a lot. I think he's doing a great job. Maybe
I do
even
think
better than
Frankie's
you.
doing a great job. He's maybe the original Team Portnoy guy. He started as Dave's right-hand man. Maybe without Frankie, there is no Team Portnoy. Frankie was Team Portnoy before Team Portnoy really even existed. He's been here for over 2 years. He's worked his ass off every day. He's helped build up the One Bite Pizza Review brand. We're all great, but Frankie, he stands out maybe a little bit more than everyone else just because of the tenure he has here, their close relationship. I know he would take a bullet for Dave, as we all would, but Frankie, to me, stands out as maybe a little bit above the rest.
Okay, so you mentioned this, and Tommy hit on it as well. The fact that Za would die for you, and he said that he
We would
take
all
a
die
bullet.
for each other.
He would take a bullet for Dave.
Yes.
A bullet to the chest.
Sure.
I would certainly hope
Yeah.
so, Tommy.
All right, there we go. So Dave, you have a chance to rebut Tommy's submission of Frankie as the best
I
member.
mean, Frankie's a very important member. Again, I think at times his head is getting a little bit too big. Remember how you got here.
But I will say that is a testament to Frankie that he's been able to still be a loyal Team Portnoy member, doing everything you asked, and able to build his own brand outside of Team Portnoy
That's
as
a
well.
great point. Tommy, that is some bargaining. You just took all of Dave's points that I thought he made very well and just crumpled up into toilet paper and just threw them out the window. Well, that's the end of Barguments. I think Dave made some awesome points. I think Za is, I would say, most valuable.
Yep.
The stuff that he does behind the scenes is pretty incredible. But on the other hand, Tommy Smokes is a great barguer, and he was just like, I didn't think that you would ever disrespect Dave like that on a national platform
I see
like
what's
this.
happening here.
Yeah.
But you
This
know
will
what?
not tear us
Tommy,
apart.
Tommy did a great job. So Tommy is moving on to the finals. He beat Dave in Barguments. So congratulations, Tommy.
Team Portnoy remains stronger.
Great job, Tommy. Trouble in paradise between Tommy and Dave Portnoy. I'm telling you, Dave was getting heated. Tommy was disagreeing with him. They were butting heads. Who knows how long that relationship's going to last? I mean, especially, can you imagine if, like, Tommy, for example, went on a cable news show the next week and outshined anything that Dave's ever done on that news channel? Boy, I tell you, I bet you Dave would be pretty heated about that, heaven forbid. Let's hope that doesn't happen.